to the University of South Alabama in Mobile. Charlie Chitwood joined postgame with Lions skipper Jarrett Von Rosenberg after the Lions fall 69-66. Coach, they nearly knocked off another one.
Yeah, I thought we played our most complete game today, but we still didn't get to 40 minutes because we talked about there in the locker room. We got off plan on both sides of the ball. More so defensively, maybe start to eat the whole second half. We just weren't quite as in tune as we were before. And you got to give South Alabama a lot of credit. They obviously went and made adjustments. They made us guard more action and got some advantages and got going downhill. And were able to get a lot of points in the paint in the second half. But we gave ourselves a chance to win. We led for 32 minutes, and we just got off plan on both sides of the ball there in the last 5 minutes. And when you get in this environment, you're on the road against a really good team. You can't do that. You got to minimize those shots that we don't want and the defensive possessions where we're just not ready to guard. So there's no moral victories. You can learn from all your losses, but at the end of the day, like we just talked about, every time we put on a uniform, like we're not satisfied that we came down here and we had a good showing. That doesn't mean anything. It goes down as a loss. Now, it doesn't go on our record. I understand that. So that doesn't hurt us for seeding in our season. But you practice to win every time you said before, so we didn't get that done.
Talk about all the things that did work in the first half. It was 32-25 at the break. It was about a minute away from being 32-20 as Jaguars had a little 5-0 spurt right before the half.
Yeah, and that's what we if we would have been better in transition, and we were okay, but again, the athletes and their guard play, they're very good. Those possessions where we just kind of hang out and watch the ball when shot goes up and don't sprint back in transition and load to the basketball, that's what really hurt us. They went on that quick run. We could have gone into halftime up 12, and they cut it down. We started the second half strong. We run some, we make them guard. It's not always about even making the shot, but if you make them guard longer into possessions, you're going to get more breakdowns usually, and that's how you get good shots and good offense. And then they're so frustrated they've been guarding that they get a little quick on offense. But we didn't do that. We bailed them out too many times on offense, especially late. And so they're just, they're having to guard limited action. A shot goes up, we miss it. Now they're flying down the court at us, and we weren't able to handle it enough.
Talk about the challenges in the inside game. Clayshawn Gaffney today, he got in foul trouble real quick and really couldn't just let it go like he has been doing in the first 4 games.
Yeah, well, they're good. It's a little different with the 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guards coming down the floor. The block shots are a little bit tougher to get. They finished over defense. He got some calls. I haven't seen the tape, obviously, so I don't. It is what it is. You can't rely. Big guys sometimes they're going to have a whistle blown against them a little bit more, but he was still able to get 20 minutes. And we went back to him with 4 fouls early. He got his 4th foul early in the fourth quarter. Or in the second half, and then we went back to him, and he just was able to stay out of foul trouble. The one thing we don't want to do, even if I put guys in with 2 fouls or 3 fouls, is we cannot play passive. I'd rather you not be on the floor if you're going to play passive, because that doesn't work for us defensively.
Alex Peavy putting up 20 minutes himself today. He's the next man up, and his play up front was just as challenged as Clayshawn.
Yeah, he was so good for us because he really facilitates offense for us. He knows what's going on. He's like a coach on the floor, quarterback, if you will. So he always keeps our offensive flow going, which is really good against South Alabama teams trying to get up in pressure, trap a lot of ball screens. He made it really tough on them to match up wise, because he was able to facilitate a lot of stuff and make offense easy for us.
Carson Tunnell driving the car tonight a lot, and man, were their guards all over him. The lesson, I know you don't want to take any lessons, you can learn from the loss, but man, what has he learned from being able to survive the knife fights he was in, just bringing the ball into the front court?
Yeah, no, it's really good for him. It's a good lesson for everybody that plays on our team and just everywhere. He played 30 minutes, had the ball in his hands a lot. He only took 2 shots. It just wasn't the shot opportunities weren't there for him. So it didn't matter. He didn't change how he played, and then he gets a shot late, and we have a back cut, and hits a huge shot with minute 50 left or whatever it was. So that's the most impressive part, is to play that long, keep getting after it, keep defending, when you're not worried about whether you're getting shots offensively or not. You know, if we get the more people we have like that, and you look at our shot chart, Jairus was a little sway. He probably shot 4 shots in the last 3 seconds of shot clock because he had to shoot them. A couple of them got blocked, but you know, when he gets early quick ones, he can really put pressure on the defense like he did tonight. I think he got fouled 3 times shooting from the perimeter. So, but if you look at the other shots, 8, 8, 4, 8, 15, a little skewed, probably 10. Khalid hit 4, had 4. You know, like our shot distribution when we're good is good. And we just got to shoot a little bit better, to be honest with you. You can't shoot 33%. I mean, they did a good job. They made it hard on us. I'm not going to sit here and act like they made it real hard on us defensively. I just, you know, we got to be a little cleaner and just got to play a little better.
Talk about Khalid. He had another solid night tonight, I think, and his progression from his true freshman year, now he gets to have the super freshman season.
Well, obviously, I didn't play him enough minutes because he was plus 14 in the plus minus. So when he was in the game, he was very productive. But he's just a rugged. He's a freshman, COVID freshman, as we like to say. But he was here last year. He shoots it. He really defends. Can rebound especially well for his position. He's just another guard that has a chance to get after the other team and can make open shots. You've coached with me or worked with me long enough to know that that's the kind of guys we like to put on the floor and recruit.
No doubt about that. All right, Coach, it's going to be a little bit different bus trip home than it was coming down because this one's over. You've got a week off before the next one. The Harding Bison, no slouch out of the GAC when they come into town Monday next.
Yeah, I mean, every game is a battle. Got to have the right mindset. We're gonna have a great week of preparation. We'll take a day, maybe 2 off. We've been on for 5 days now. We'll get back at 6 a.m. this morning, but when we get back on the floor, our guys will be ready to go and to learn from. Really, you know, we played 3 of our 5 games in the last 4 days, so we haven't even gotten to go back and really work on film and like you're really trying to get better at this time of year. So this will be a great week for us to have a bunch of game tape from a bunch of guys and situational stuff and just clean up everything we do on both sides of the ball.
How much does your squad relish the opportunity to finally get the season rolling and get that constant weekly repetition? There'll be that Christmas break, but you're playing up close to Santa and not long after on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I think they're excited. I mean, we got a bunch of guys that really like to play basketball. I know that you be like, oh, duh, like, but it's different when guys really want to be in the gym, they really want to watch film, they just really want to be around. That's what they want to do. So that makes it easy to go to practice. I don't have to be all rah-rah to get them going. They're a veteran group like we've talked about a lot. Played a lot of college basketball games, so they know what's at stake and what we're trying to do.
All right, Coach, it was a great game. Didn't work out quite the way the Lions wanted it to, but fine effort, and we'll see you back home.
It's funny. I told Coleman and Ted and Willie right before the second half started. I looked up and I was like, John Gallagher used to say to do this all the time. Guy played for him. He worked for Hartford. He used to always pick a random number. He's like, we got to get to this many points to win. And I said we got to get to 70. What the score ended up being?
I believe that was 69 to 66.
Both of them grabbed me after the game. They're like, "You realize?" I was like, "I know what the score is."
Yeah, you're just precious, man. I don't know what else you can say. All right, man. Hey, safe trip home, and we'll see you back in the Merce in a week.
You got it. Go Lions.
All right, folks. That's Jarrett Von Rosenberg, head coach of A&M-Commerce Lions. I nearly got that second big D1 upset, but fall by 3, 69-66. That's going to do it for us here in Mobile. Thanks for joining us for this one. Hope you have a great week, and it'll be hoops time again. Education Day, women at noon against Southwestern Assemblies of God. The men follow at 2:30. Till then, see you in the Merce.